So my name is Martina, and I am your curvy self-love guide, here to empower you to find self-love at any size. And so this morning's video, I am going to be talking to you guys about some journaling for boundaries. And so before we get started, I just want to do a couple little housekeeping things. If you guys are watching this on Facebook right now, I would encourage you to head on over to YouTube when this video is done. Hit the subscribe button and the bell to receive notifications for every time I come live, which is Monday to Friday around 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I just share topics of self-love, topics around my 7 kind of key areas of finding self-love at any size through mindful movement, mindful eating, body image, building community, self-care, self-love, self-esteem, and some mystic and holistic approaches. So if any of those things sound interesting to you, then you should be subscribing to my YouTube channel. So let me just get a couple things figured out here. What I wanted to first do is pull a card for us this morning before we start giving you guys your ideas for your journaling. So good morning, Cindy Kelly. I see you there. Hello. Okay, so I'm going to bring my card deck out. This is my card deck that I made. It's the Find Your Magic Self-Love Oracle. And so before we start our journaling this morning, I just thought it would be fun to pull a card as just a general guidance card for us. So I'm just going to shuffle here. So if you guys are watching live this morning, please say hello so I can say hi back to you. All right, so what do we need to hear today? Let's see. We are going to hear, I speak my truth freely and openly. And so this card's related to the throat chakra, which is related to our communication, speaking our truth, all that kind of stuff, which is actually so perfect for what we're talking about this morning. Because boundaries, it's important to speak your truth freely and openly. So I think that's amazing, how perfect that is. So let's get started, you guys. So boundaries are really important in our career, in our personal relationships, and beyond. Setting boundaries on how you want to be treated, how you want to treat others. Setting boundaries really sets you up for how others are going to treat you. And so they're really important things to start to work on. And I know I'm guilty of not being that good at setting boundaries, but as I've gotten older and done more personal development, I realized how important they truly are. So let me know in the comments if boundaries are something that you have struggled with in the past, and if you're always looking for kind of more ideas on how to better set boundaries with yourself and with others. So a couple little things to remind yourself of when we're starting to do this boundary work is that it's okay to say no. If you feel like things are not serving you, or situations, or it's like no can be a complete sentence. You don't have to give a reason why. You don't have to apologize for saying no. And these are all things that I know I have learned in my journey as well, is that if things don't align with my path and where I'm moving towards, then it's okay to say no to those things. And the cool part is, which we're going to be talking about in the journal prompts, of really learning that you are going to upset some people when you establish boundaries with them, especially if they're not used to having boundaries set with them. That will cause some discomfort for them. But it's just being kind about it and just making sure that person still knows that, things haven't changed between you. It's just you are protecting your boundaries and your things that are important to you, and learning to say no is hard. It's hard for that person, and it's hard for the person who hears it too. So know that is uncomfortable when you start doing those things, but it really gets easier the more that you do it, and it's quite helpful that way. So what I'm going to be sharing with you guys this morning is 3 journal prompts that you can either just think about if you are not a journaling person, or you can write them down in a journal. So the first journal prompt when we're working on setting boundaries is to ask yourself, how would boundaries improve your life? And so just thinking about for a moment, or writing down, what things in your life would improve if you were able to set boundaries a little better than you are now. And then really start to think about, as kind of like a segue of this question, is to think about what areas are you struggling with. So are you struggling with setting boundaries in your career or your business? Are you struggling to set boundaries in your personal life, either family relationships or relationships with your children, whatever it is? Just really thinking about it for a moment on where you are struggling, because boundary setting is something that I think is a skill also that we have to build and always be thinking about. And it's not easy and it's super hard, but really just being real with yourself and figuring out where you are struggling with setting boundaries and what areas you can kind of improve on. And then our next tip, which is our second journal prompt, is what stops you from setting boundaries. So thinking about you in your own feelings and your own body of what prevents you from setting boundaries. Like, do you not want to hurt people? Do you feel like when you set boundaries, you are going to hurt them? Do you feel like you are letting them down when you set boundaries? Do you feel that, like, are you a chronic kind of like yes person? Like, you can't say no to anyone or anything. I know I used to be that way. I was so busy and a part of so many things because I couldn't say no. I couldn't respect my own personal boundaries of saying yes to the things I wanted to do, but also saying no to the things that I didn't want to do or that didn't serve me and my path and my journey. So I think that is a huge part of it. And you feel so guilty when you start to do it too, because you're like, oh, I'm not helping these, people or communities or as much as I used to. So I'm failing and I feel bad. And those are feelings I had too when I first started to say no to those things that I used to always give so much of my energy to. But it's just really learning to spend your time doing the things that are aligned with what you want out of this life and who you want to be, and doing the things that you want to do, not because anyone else wants you to do them or needs you to do them. So that kind of leads us into our third journal prompt, which is, how can you show kindness to those around you while setting boundaries? And this one can be hard too, because like I said, when you are setting boundaries, you can hurt those people around you and make them feel like you are not there for them or not that person that they need. So I think like my most important thing I've learned is to make sure that you are doing it with kindness, that you are not saying, no, I don't want to do your stupid thing. It doesn't align with who I am. Like just being kind about it, just saying, no, I don't want to do that. Like, and then, I think it's oftentimes important to level with that person if you can see them struggling with you giving them those answers of no, to show them kindness in other ways, like do things that you want to do for that person, but also saying, or, I'm not talking specifically about a person, but it could be towards, an organization or a community group you're involved in, or a business that you're running, or stuff like that. Like whoever you're speaking to, just remember to always come back from a place of kindness. Like it's perfectly okay to say no when you need to, when you are setting that boundary with that person. But then it's also important on the other side of it to always be showing kindness to people. And that's really just thinking about and journaling about how you can show kindness to those people while you are setting boundaries. So maybe it's sending them a really nice note once in a while, or it's, buying something when you see something that made you think of them, or, just sending them some gratitude, or, whatever it is. Just really coming from a place of gratitude and kindness, I think, is important when we're setting boundaries, because then you're also, you're setting yourself up for what you want and what you need to do to have that healthy establishment between you and that business or person or organization, but really just still living your life through gratitude and through kindness, because I think at the end of the day, this world needs a whole lot more of that. And so yes, it's important to set boundaries, but yes, it's important to also be kind and be living from a point of gratitude. So those are my 3 journaling prompts for you guys when we're talking about setting boundaries. I hope they were helpful. Let me know in the comments if you have ever thought of these kind of things, or where you feel like you are at in your journey to setting boundaries. And if you need some help, because I know it is hard, and I'm still on my journey of learning to set boundaries better. And I think we learn as we go, right? But I think it's important to just realize that, to analyze and kind of really take a look at your life and pick some areas where you could use to improve your boundary setting and stuff like that. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. A couple things before I head out of here. If you guys are not in my community already, I have a group called Imperfectly Perfect You, helping women define self-love at any size through many different holistic and mystic approaches in my self-love at any size method that I teach people how to go through. And so that community has lots of free challenges and prompts and just conversation and community and all those things. So it's important to be in that group if you want to join us, because we have lots of fun in there, and it's a safe space for you to just really start to discover who you are and start to love who you see in the mirror. So we would love to welcome you into that space. The link for that is in the description of this video. And then before I pop out of here, you guys, I talked about my self-love at any size method, which is the method that I've created to help women find self-love at any size in my program, The Self-Love Revolution with Martina. I take you through and guide you through and stand beside you in your journey to finding self-love at any size through many different areas in my 7 key areas of the self-love at any size method. So I help you to discover getting your mindset right, helping you to discover mindful eating, which helps you to kind of heal your relationship with food and make peace with food. I help you to realize the importance of building community and surrounded yourself with people who inspire you and lift you up. I help you to discover self-love, self-care, and self-esteem through really just starting to analyze where you are at with your self-care practices, how you are with your confidence, and just help you to show up for life with confidence and have that routine to help take care of yourself, which is kind of all the root of how we start this journey. And then we go into things like body image, on really starting to look at the deeper level of how we can quiet our inner critic and just start to reclaim who we are and love ourselves through all the stages of our lives. And then we go in through mystic and holistic approaches, which is one of my favorite things to do, which is diving into all of like the mystic and holistic things like yoga, meditation, aromatherapy, crystals, oracle cards, all these things to kind of support you in your journey. And then we end with some mindful movement, which is helping you to discover movement you love, which really changes the way you view exercise and your physical health. And so these are all things that I take you through in my program, and it just helps you to transform your life and start to show up for life as you were always meant to be. And that program is 40% off with a coupon code MAGICVIP, and that allows you access into the program for life with me as your self-love coach for life, helping you and guiding you in your journey to loving who you see in the mirror and just really showing up as who you were meant to be in this life, and help you shine brightly like you were always meant to shine. So I would love to welcome you into that program at 40% off if that's something that is in alignment for you. And just know that with all my programs, I offer any budget. So if these programs are out of reach for you, please reach out to me and we can make set up something that works for both of us to allow you to start to go on that journey of inner healing and just helping you throughout that journey, because I don't want anyone to feel like they are left behind in this and that they have options. So anyway, I see my Uncle Bob in here and my mom. So hello. Thank you guys for watching this morning. I hope this was helpful for you guys. And if you guys are watching on the replay, just hashtag replay so I can come back on later and say hi to you then. And that's all I had, you guys. So I hope you have the best day. It is Remembrance Day here in the world. So we are heading out to our ceremonies in our local community. And so be sure to take a moment today to respect those who fought for our freedoms. And so I hope you guys have the best day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye.